Hey guys, this is Briviar. We have a great guest today. He's a professor from Northwestern. His name is Kuzmin Ovik, and he's a computer science professor. He is the founder of Bloxroute, and thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's a great honor to be here.
Yes, so let's get right into the interview. Um, well, as a computer science professor, why is blockchain so important?
Uh, That's that's a great question to ask, and I have to say upfront that I am a professor of computer science, and my expertise are computer networks.
Okay.
And so it wasn't a straightforward way for me to get connected to blockchains, but at some point, my former PhD student, now the CEO of Bloxroute and fellow co-founder Uri Klarman, we started looking at blockchains and we figured out that the scalability problem itself is a computer networking problem, okay? And so, but going back to the question that you asked, I think personally, I knew about Bitcoin, I knew about cryptocurrencies, but at some point, once I started thinking more deeply about it, I think that micropayments on the internet are a big deal because once you are capable of sending really tiny amounts of money and really rewarding work that's some component on the internet or in a computer is doing for somebody else, to me that's a very powerful concept. And on top of that, once I saw the smart contract idea, the fact that you can actually do a fairly complicated thing in a formal way such that things get executed in an automatic fashion, that's like triggered a lot of ideas on my mind. And I said like, oh, I like this stuff, and this is how I kind of went into it. And so these are the currently key leading applications. But I think these are the ones that triggered me, that's for sure.
Okay, let's get to the second question. So, just explain what your product is. And I understand you guys use layer zero. We have like, I guess you have other competitors like RSK that use on layer three, but why specifically are you guys using layer zero?
Yes. So let me first explain what layer zero is. So layer zero is a networking layer for blockchain. And then why do we call it layer zero? Because we people started from layer one and they said, listen, consensus is layer one, and then layer two is something on top of that. And then we came and we said, wait, take it easy, guys. There's something below layer one. How do we call it? Well, we're going to call it layer zero because the number one was already taken. And so, but this is actually showing to an extent, it's kind of revealing where our idea is. Blockchains were designed by cryptographers and by people distributed systems, and we are networking people. And we said, listen, guys, there is a lot of things that we can do at the network layer to make this be more efficient.
Mm-hmm.
And the fundamental problem is a blockchain system is a distributed system that consists of some number of nodes, miners, nodes that sit at different parts of the world. Okay, and so it should be kind of straightforward to think that, well, if these nodes can communicate effectively among each other, and if you can send information from one node to another and to all other nodes effectively, then that can help big time with scaling. And basically, what we are talking about here is that we want to put all these nodes on the same page, like which transactions happen and how and when, right? So if we if we can create this internet for blockchains, or we want to call it Akamai for blockchains, which is an underlying network infrastructure that helps it scale, then things should be better. And this is basically what we are about.
Yes. How many nodes are you guys running? Like that was a question I had. I didn't get to ask Eurus.
So basically, we are serving a blockchain communities around the world. Currently, we are building a product we are building our network for Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum, and this is still in the test phase. We
Okay.
are currently not serving anyone, but currently we have around maybe 15, 20 nodes around the world
Okay.
that there are Bloxroute servers, and then those servers are connected to the gateways, which is another piece of our software that sits on miner machines. And this is basically how it works. In the future, as the traffic grows, we are going to increase that number. And so that's.
Okay. So let's get to the next question. Question 3. Like, who is benefiting from this? And I know one player that's benefiting from this, it will be the miners. And if you can go into detail about that, because I am a miner, I do, but I mine on the Equihash algorithm with Zcash. But yeah, can you just get into that?
Yes. So the answer to that question is very simple. Everybody benefits. And then when you tell this to people, people are smart. They ask you, like, no way that everybody, how could it be that it's good for everybody? Let me try to explain how it's good for everybody. So it's good for the miners because what we do is we provide an open source gateway that you put on your machine, and hence this gateway connects you to our blockchain distribution network, to the Bloxroute network. And so this gateway, on one side, it talks to the mining node, to the blockchain node, and on the other side, it talks to the Bloxroute network. And so what does this bring to the miner? Well, miners now are hearing about transactions much sooner because we're pushing transactions through our network. And hence, when the miner is creating the block, once you run your mining software, when you have more transactions, you're going to select those that have more fees, and hence it's having newer transactions in your mempool is great for you because then you can create a much better block. Now, the next thing that we're helping miners with is that once you mine a block and you want to send it to to Bloxroute, it is going to propagate far more quickly to the network, and hence this is really helping with reducing the orphan rate and with reducing the forking. So whoever mines the block, it's quickly distributed. Everybody knows about that. And the third benefit is everybody start mining on the new block, which is good so that you are not wasting tens of seconds still mining the other block until you've heard of the previous one. The second benefit, and the great news is miners never pay us anything. Okay? And people like free things, and this is what it's. This is how miners are better. Now, but the main beneficiary of our system should be the end users, those who create the transactions and who are using these blockchains for whatever, like Zcash, Bitcoin, any blockchain, right? Why is that the case? Well, the key purpose behind scalability is that once you have a much larger number of transactions, the fees that people pay for these transactions should significantly go down. And so, for example, if we scale a particular blockchain, for example, Bitcoin, from 3 to some thousands of transactions per second, this is kind of a new value that we are creating. Of this value, the users get the biggest, they're the biggest beneficiary because the fees can go significantly down, let's say by 100 times. Okay? And the miners can earn more money because despite the fact that the fees are smaller, there is now a much larger number of the fees. And so the miners gain as well. And then so Bloxroute is 99.9% of the value that it creates to the users and to the miners. We didn't invent this space. We are trying to help it in a very sustainable and a very fair way that is not really, it's a very sustainable and a fair way to kind of help our system scale and everybody gets something. So in short, everybody benefits.
So to download the software, like, are you guys giving the software to the mining pools?
Here, yes. I mean, the gateway software is going to be available for everybody. It's going to be on our webpage, and anyone can download it for free and inspect and install on their machine. We're making sure that this is really a tiny piece of software. It's powerful but tiny. Hence, you can install it on the existing machine where you are actually mining. And so but
Well,
this can be used by.
the reason I was asking that because um, everybody doesn't know how to code. So the UI for miners are just something basic, and I was thinking like usually the people who upgrade their codes are the pools. So that's why I was asking that question.
Yes. But what is important for us is that
Yeah,
it's an open source, it's transparent, so people know when
yeah.
like who's going to put that on their machine, and it's pretty efficient here. We do have a really good development team. So we
Hmm.
make sure it looks good from the technical side.
Well, this is excellent news because as we heard, Microsoft is building a identity network on the Bitcoin blockchain, and with RSK, with their side chains, they're going to be creating coins, and like it's going to just improve the efficiency of the Bitcoin blockchain. So, and Ethereum, and you said Bitcoin Cash. No, Bitcoin Cash.
Yes,
Yes.
and we are open to
Yeah. Any.
any blockchain project that wants to.
Okay. So the next question. So, do you guys have specific companies that's looking into this tech? Like a company that wants to, like, example, make a ERC20 token that that's an asset to a building or something, and they want their tokens or their blocks to go through as fast as possible. Are there any major companies like that, or any type of companies that's coming to you guys?
Yeah. So let's go back. So basically, because we are a layer zero company, so we provide the networking infrastructure for
Mm-hmm.
all the blockchains. The people we are talking to are of course miners because they are informed players that
Mm.
want to directly use our system. But on top of that, blockchain
Okay.
we are speaking to the blockchain communities, explaining and telling them like that the blockchain itself can be a fairly complicated system, and then we are telling them, listen, guys, scalability, put that on us. We
Yeah.
will take care of that. Don't worry about that. There are so many things, and really there are so many things. Like you have to bring developers on your system. You want to have some users. You want to create a good user interfaces. You want to integrate your blockchain with the rest of the world, with web, with any kind of things. And so that's a lot of work to be done. So
Yeah.
take care of that. We'll take care of this. And of course, we are interconnected because if they don't bring a lot of transactions to the system, then our network is not utilized. And if we can't sustain these transactions, then we are not useful to them. So we are all part of the same ecosystem, but we took on ourselves to kind of help blockchains to resolve this big problem that actually they currently have.
Now, you say you guys have been testing this. So, you know how many transactions per second you guys are helping out the network with?
So that's the great question, and we kept telling for 2 years almost ever since this was a university project initially, but now it's a company. So we kept telling people we can do thousands of transactions. We can do thousands of transactions per second, and actually today is when our CEO, my former PhD student,
Okay.
at Token Summit, he presented the results that we worked on very hard for the last couple of years. And so what we have is it's no longer we think we can do it. We actually can do it. And so what we have is we have a network of more than 300 nodes scattered around the world with a Bloxroute network on 3 continents: in Asia, in the United States, and in Europe. And we took the Bitcoin code, Bitcoin Unlimited code, without any changes. So we didn't optimize for the storage, we didn't optimize for CPU or anything else, and we put Bloxroute beneath that. And we were capable to push this more than 1,000 transactions per second sustainably. So it's not like, hey, there was a spike and then hence it worked for a little bit. It can work sustainably, and we push like 50 to 100 megabyte blocks
Okay.
on a network on less than 1 minute timescales, and this is necessary because because that's the way to do it. And so Today is a happy day in our company. I have to tell you that we are all. I mean, there's so much work going on, and because we are now also testing at the same time with the miners all over the world, our gateway software is being tested. But today is a happy day for us because we were capable of reaching this milestone. And I'm telling you, it wasn't easy because, you know, in networking, in distributed systems, things look easy on the paper and it's easy to write papers. I can tell you that as a professor. But once you dive into the real world, strange things happen. But we were capable of really reaching this important milestone, and so I'm happy to share that with you.
Okay. Is there any way anybody can see the speech you guys had from the Token Summit?
Yes, absolutely. It is available on Twitter, and I can send you that.
Okay, send it to me, guys. We'll put it at the bottom of the description.
Yes, I will send that, and so I watched it twice already.
Thank you for the interview, Professor. And how about them Wildcats? I went to Eastern Illinois University, so I didn't get to go to a fancy school like you. Actually, I think no, you went to Rice, correct?
Yeah, I went to Rice for my PhD.
Yeah, that's more fancier. So.
Well, I do. I mean, I do.
So we'll end the video. If you guys want to find out more about Bloxroute, the link is at the bottom of the description, and we'll put the link of the Token Summit at the bottom of the description too. So everybody, enjoy your day and have a good day and have a good night and enjoy the crypto life. Peace.
Thank you so much.